So, we'll call this meeting of the Oswego Public Library District Board of Trustees to order. And Jim, could we have a roll call, please?
Conan, here. Deal,
Here.
Friedman,
Here.
Martyr,
Here.
Ramirez, Hamblin,
Here.
Walters.
Here. And we'll do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome back, everyone, from summer vacay or break. Emily will not be here this evening. She's in Florida with family. And I'm sad to report that Sarah texted me this morning and her father passed away this morning.
Oh, boy.
He'd fallen last week and her comment was that he passed away peacefully. So I ask you to keep her in your heart and prayers, and we will hear from her. And I told her later today that anything you can do, let us know. So it's up in, I believe in Holland, Michigan, where she is. She's with her mom and sisters. So, bit of sad news. I was out here today to pick up my packet, and I walked around the building. If you haven't walked around the building lately, you should do that. Because we've got bat houses, we've got a little library on a stick, on a post. We have sidewalks and the bike path going behind. It looks kind of cool when you look at it at different angles. And it's and the wildflowers and the milkweed and everything really have come in. And the way they are cutting the grass to keep that natural, it's worth it. Oh, and then the Boy Scout star chart is cool. So if you get a chance, not on a hot day like today, but if it's cooler, take a walk around the building because it's worth the trip. Okay. Our mission for the Oswego Public Library District exists to provide quality library services which will effectively meet the informational, educational, recreational needs of district residents of all ages, with a special emphasis on supplying popular materials, providing reference services, and assisting students of all ages in meeting their educational needs. With that said, the first thing on our agenda is a hearing for Budget and Appropriations Ordinance 25-1. The purpose of this hearing is to provide time for questions, comments from the public, by the public, about Budget and Operations Ordinance 25-1. So I'll entertain a motion to open that public hearing at this time.
Move to open public hearing.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. Roll call, please, Jim.
Waller,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin.
Yes. Okay. Hello? Anyone have anything, any questions? Okay.
Do we have a copy of that ordinance in this packet?
Pardon?
Do we have a copy of that ordinance in
You
this packet?
do.
Page 44.
Okay. I
Where you
I'm
going?
a little bit shuffled. 'Cause I didn't really-
I'll give you a second if you need a second, Jim.
Okay, I have it.
And that's, as I recall, the best guesstimate that we have of what revenue we will need to operate the district in the next year.
That's 2 years.
I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I move to close the public hearing.
Okay, a second?
Second that.
Okay, Jim, do you have anything?
No.
Good, okay. A roll call, please.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal.
Yes.
Okay, let's look at our regular meeting and closed meetings from June 26th at this time. And could I have a motion to approve those? Please.
I'll make a motion that we approve all the minutes from the regular and closed meetings on June 26, 2024.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay, questions? Comments, changes?
Took a long time ago.
It does. Okay, hearing none, roll call, please, Jim.
Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes.
Thank you. Okay, correspondence?
I don't have any. I don't know if Sarah had any, like, in the past month that I'm not aware of, but I don't have anything for today.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to financials. Let's take a look at the fund balance and revenue and expense reports. And we have it for both June and July, as is our practice now and in December also. Could I have a motion to approve the fund balance and revenue report at this time?
Motion for approval of fund balance and revenue expense reports for June and July, June 2024 and July 2024.
Thanks, Jim.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, now, any comments or questions?
Page seven is June, and this would be the end of the fiscal year. And this would be the first year per PMA that we are not zeroing out our general fund. So that balance that's in there is just gonna sit in the general fund instead of being moved to special reserves this year. Otherwise, everything pretty much in order.
Is there a particular reason for that?
Yeah, when the PMA was kind of looking at our records, they said it's very unusual for any functioning government body to zero out their accounts totally, so they would have no access in case of an emergency to any money.
Okay.
So he said best practice is to have like 3 to 6 months of expenses in your general fund in case of an emergency.
Makes sense.
And we need to have him back,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
we've been trying to schedule a time when he can explain all of his charts and graphs and everything. We're gonna make it a special meeting, we'll wait and see with Sarah and everything, and then we'll take another shot at it this fall, okay?
And then if you look through your, the funds, on page 8, you will see the miscellaneous expense was quite a bit over what we had predicted. That was because we paid for the PMA process with them out of that fund, so that's why that one went over. Everything else was pretty much in line. Page 9 and page 10, like under the adult services, you would see that their programming is listed as being over. The Friends of the Library actually donated money to each department, so even though it looks like they're over, we got money donated to cover that overage. Otherwise, I don't have anything else for June. July starts on page 15. Oh no, I'm sorry, page 17 is July. And this is the start of our new fiscal year. The fund balances, on the third line, fund balances beginning 7/1/23. Those numbers will stay the same until our audit is completed, and then we get an updated number for those. And then, since it's the start of the year, there's not really anything that's unusual. Page 19, our databases, we've already spent 25% of the money. That's one of those things we only pay for 4 times a year, so that's about what we would expect. And otherwise, everything else is just kind of starting out for the year, so there's nothing really unusual in it. Any questions on anything?
Hearing no questions. Roll call, Tim.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Okay, accounts payable for July and August.
Those start on page 27 with the July bills. Let's see, if you, on page 28, under Kathy Bridget, we had a tree removed by the barn. It was kind of half hanging over the train tracks. So that was a little bit of an unusual expense. Let's see. On page 30, RGM Strategy Group, we had our staff training on de-escalation and active threat training. They did a really great job. There were several retired police officers run that. A lot of people really said that they felt like they learned a lot both for working here and just like if you were in a grocery store and something happened, they felt like it was a very good experience and training to have had. Page 32 is starting with the August bills. You'll see we had a guy in a truck out as the very first bill. He cleaned the tiles and floors for both buildings, and that has not been done since COVID, so it's been quite a while since we've had our carpets totally shampooed. And also, 2 down at First Sherlock Squeegee, we had both campuses had all their windows cleaned as well. So kind of a new start to the new fiscal year with that. Let's see. Page 34, under Hoopla, that amount is going to increase each month. We have raised the number of checkouts in Hoopla from 4 to 8 per lot of patron requests to be able to get more downloadable materials. Let's see. Page 33, Figgins Tree and Turf. They are they're going to be planting new roses at Oswego around that sign. A lot of them have died. They're putting in a seating area here for staff. Our picnic table right now, it continually gets taken over by the public because it's right next to the public area. So we're having a little area for a picnic table for staff kind of back by the book drops. And then they're also going to be upgrading our butterfly garden here at this building because some of the plants died this summer. And the only other unusual thing would be page 36, train. We had to replace 2 of our compressors at Montgomery on the rooftops.
That bill for the impact study is our portion in the village of Oswego.
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Could I have a motion to approve the bills for July and August?
I know we approved bills for July and August 2024 in the amount of $911,410.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, thanks, Jim. Any more questions? Other questions? Roll call, please, Jim.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers, Conan, abstain. Deal,
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the director's report.
Okay, that would be on page 38 for June and 40 for July. You will notice it looks a lot different than normal. Sarah had asked us to look at kind of revamping and making it more reader-friendly. We're going to look at redoing most of the whole packet, because some of it's not, I think, very easy for people to read. But we started with the director's report. For June, we had around 60,000 physical items checked out. That's a 15,000 increase over last year. That's actually both June and July were quite a bit higher for checkouts. Door counts at Montgomery, we're at 10,000, Oswego, closer to 13,000. That's actually down, so our books are higher than normal for checkouts, but our door count is lower by about 1,000 people. So less people coming in, more stuff getting checked out. I'm not sure why that is. For June, you'll see there's a picture. We partnered with the Oswego Police Department for a community-themed program, and they showed the Zootopia movie. We're trying to do more community partnerships. On the back of the report, we have our most checked out items. Funny story by Emily Henry and Dog Man, always a popular one. We also participated in June in the Prairie Fest Parade, and we had a booth at Prairie Fest where we spoke to over 1,500 people. A lot of positive community engagement with that one. And then with July, I have a picture there. We visited several pop-up LRCs in a partnership with the school district. That way kids can still get books from the LRC, and we can talk to them about getting their library cards so that they have access to the public library as well.
Was that all the schools or just a?
No, it's a trial run. It was, I think it was Boulder Hill and Traver this summer.
Because I did that.
Did you?
I know what that, yes, and I know, I opened up Long Beach School before they built that little, I don't know if you remember the little thing they had on Douglas Avenue, they opened up a little storefront because the kids at Long Beach School didn't have any access
Yeah.
back in those days.
Yeah.
And so 2 mornings a week I had, we signed up a lot of library cards and we circulated, there was a collection of 13,000 books, they just sat there all summer.
Yeah.
And so the kids had access, so that's really a good thing. Where was it then?
It was Boulder Hill and Traver.
Okay.
And I know Bill had talked to other, it's just a matter of if the LRC directors want to come in on their summer off to do it. That's the hard part,
That
so.
involves that,
Yeah.
I know.
So, but it was very well received.
It also involves, books got damaged, people were lost, involved a little bit of it too, but that was fine, that was okay.
Yeah, and then on page 41, we have a wrap-up for our summer reading with some early summer reading stats. They ended the year with a foam party. You can see the picture there of all the kids playing in the foam in the parking lot here. We had over 3,300 people start our summer reading program, and 1,836 actually finished. Good turnout this summer.
How many people were at the phone party?
We had about 300 people come to that.
Wow.
And that was after hours, so no one actually came in the building, it was just all outside.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a lot of people.
Could have landed a 747 in the parking lot.
Yeah. And that's all I have for the director's report, unless there's any questions.
I like this.
Yeah, I like
This is really nice.
It is
Thank you.
really nice.
And I know this took a little extra, but thank you. This is very nice.
Thank you.
This going to continue?
Yes, yep,
Good.
yep.
Can I have a motion to accept the director's report?
I move to accept the director's report.
Second.
Roll call.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal.
Yes.
Okay. Committee reports. Didn't have any committee meetings, so we have no reports. Do we need, I don't know that,
Not that I'm aware of.
okay. Unfinished business. Moving on to that, computer use policy.
At the June meeting, we talked about lowering our printing costs for black and white from 20 cents down to 10 cents, and for color from $1 down to 50 cents. The changes you will see are in italics on the second to bottom paragraph on page 42. One more adjustment was that fines, we used to say fines $10 or over would render the card invalid. We wanted to take the $10 and over and just say fines may render the card invalid. Because she's making some adjustments to how it works now that we're kind of fine-free, so it's more like we never got the items back. Those would be the proposed changes.
Are there other things that, besides those three items listed that would cause somebody's rights to be suspended?
It's mostly your card gets blocked if there's fines.
Or if there was an incident in the library with a patron.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
and they were, like banned from the building temporarily, their fine would be, or their card would be, suspended. Sometimes you'll get a block on your card, like if your address doesn't match what we have, then it gets a block, but that just means you have to talk to staff. It doesn't have, any long-term effect, they can just turn it back.
and we do issue guest passes if someone has an emergency and they
Yeah,
have a block.
That's nice.
These cards that you have now, is that new?
I'm sorry, what?
The cards. I lost my card, and
Oh,
so I had to get a new one, and it's, it looks nice.
special
The
ones?
60, we do have the 60th anniversary cards that they're gonna start giving
Yes,
out
so
in
there's,
September.
it probably looks different than your old card.
It does.
And then in September, they're doing special cards. They have, I think, 200 or 300 of them. It says 60th anniversary
Okay.
of the Oswego Public Library.
Okay, so we went over this in June,
Yes, you did.
so this is second reading.
Yes, it is.
Can I have a motion to approve the revised computer use policy?
I'll make a motion for the approval of the changes to the computer use policy.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Jim, roll call please.
Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Camplin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes.
Moving on to new business. We had the hearing, so now we need a motion on that budget and appropriation ordinance, please.
Motion to approve approval of the budget and appropriations ordinance 25-1.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions?
I have a question that really applies to 13B, but I'd like to say it now because it affects them. So this, on the resolution to determine estimate of funds, page 50, the total there is $7,518,600, and I was trying to figure out where in the budget or the other document that totals up. And like I tried to do on page 47, for example, the general category and got close to that number, but I just was trying to figure out where that exactly came from.
Let's see. Let's see, 1 second. I am not 100% sure. I know we sent this to the attorney, and these are the numbers he gave us, but I couldn't tell you exactly where the difference is in the 7 million versus what's on this one.
I'm reading the first one. The 25-1 starts with general, it's expenses, salaries, contractual services, operating expenses. Special reserve fund, working cash fund, through the funds. Cash on hand. Cash expected received. Expenditures are 15,518, but that's total. whereas on the resolution, it's exclusive of election costs and debt service, so none of our bonds would be included.
Right.
Somewhere in between there.
I get it. I should have mentioned this earlier. I apologize. I couldn't figure out where the number came from. So,
We'll find out.
yeah.
I can definitely find out, yes, I can definitely ask.
Do we have time? Is this time critical to vote on this today? Does it need to be corrected?
I don't think there's any correction necessary, but it's one of those things that we sort of got thrown at us a few years ago that
Can we pass it subject to verification from the attorney that it's accurate?
Sounds good,
Would that be all right?
yes.
I don't like to hold these things up, and it's probably an easy explanation.
I'm not gonna figure it out.
Yeah, and I would assume if there's some discrepancy, we can make an amendment in the next meeting.
Yeah. Okay, could we have a motion with the caveat that we'll check on it and make sure the numbers are correct?
I would move for approval of the budget appropriation ordinance 25-1, subject to final verification from the Oswego Library Attorney.
Okay, thank you. And a second?
Second.
Okay, no other questions? Roll call, please, Jim?
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman. Martyr,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes. Okay, we could put the same caveat on the resolution to estimate of funds.
Yeah, I would also move to approve the resolution to determine estimate of funds for FY25, subject to attorney verification.
Second.
Second, thank you. Questions? Roll call.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes. Okay, now we move on to certified estimate of revenue by source. And that's on page
51.
51. Okay. If we're checking the others, we might as well check this one too,
Okay.
see how it fits. Could I have a motion on the estimate of revenues by source, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the certified estimate of revenue by source, subject to verification by the Oswego Library Attorney.
Okay.
Second.
Second, thank you. Questions? Roll call, please.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes. Okay, liability insurance quote for FY '25.
Page 52. This is for our building insurance, liability insurance. I was not able to get an invoice from him in time, however, this is the, what he has sent us as our rates. If anything, it might be lower, and we might get a little bit of a refund because they were still trying to work out the cyber insurance that we carry. And this is a $2,575 increase over what we had last year for our liability insurance.
So they're all solid numbers except the cyber number?
Yes.
Could I have a motion on the insurance quote?
Motion for approval of insurance quote for $52,476.
Second, thank you. Any questions? Roll call, please, Jim.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal,
Yes.
Friedman.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to health, vision, dental, life insurance for eligible employees.
It would be page 53. Our increase for this year, it'd be $3.52 a person. If we estimate about 30 people, that ends up being a $1,300 increase for the year to the library over last year's health insurance. And we won't know who's staying on and who's going off until they subscribe in October. Much better than we were expecting.
I was gonna say,
Great.
Yeah.
very good. Okay, I'll take a motion on the 13E1, please.
I move we approve the health, vision, dental, life insurance for eligible employees for $828.22 per month.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Questions? We still use a consulting firm to search
Yes.
for the best
We do.
prices. Okay. Hearing none, Jim, please. Roll call.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes, Deal.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the time and date for public hearing pursuant to the Truth in Taxation Law. This is required every year, and today we're going to set the date in October. Could I have a motion on 13F1, please?
I'll make a motion to set a date for a public hearing pursuant to the Truth in Taxation Law on October 23rd, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. at the Montgomery campus.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. Questions? Roll call, please.
Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Hamblin,
Yes.
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes.
Okay. Illinois Public Library Annual Report.
So every year we have to file a report with the state of Illinois called the IPLD report. It is 50 or 60 pages long of just kind of statistics as far as like materials, checkouts, programs. And in order to be eligible for any state funds, we do have to file this report every year.
You did that last year, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Could I have a motion, please, to authorize the staff?
Motion to authorize library staff to submit the completed Illinois Public Library Annual Report to the Illinois State Library in compliance with 75 ILCS 163065.
Okay. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Questions? Roll call.
Just out of curiosity, do we have a copy of that report? Is it something that?
I do, we don't usually put it in the board packet. I do have a copy if you want to look
And
through
how
it.
many pages is it?
It's
Just short.
pretty lengthy report. Do you want to go through it?
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty much just, your director's report monthly compiled into like an annual.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Yes. Deal?
Yes.
Friedman?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes. And we've got two first readings for two policies. First one, hours of work and overtime policy.
Yes, that would be page 54. We are looking to make a change to the under section 2, the second paragraph down. Right now, they have, we have an amount listed that they must make a certain amount to qualify as an exempt employee. They have changed that amount. It's changed, I think, as of, is it July?
Yes.
And then it's going to change again in January. So what we would like to do is pass this just to say the employee must make the minimum as outlined by the FLSA salary threshold, so that every time they change it, we don't have to keep voting to keep up with what we're legally required to do.
And that's the only change.
That's the only change.
Could I have a motion on that change?
It's a first reading, right?
Yes.
So do we do anything?
You don't have to have a motion on this one.
No, I
No.
don't have to. Never mind. All right, same thing, first reading for unpaid leaves of absence policy.
The change in this one would be under section 3, and I underlined the part that's being changed. We would like to add something saying that library staff must use their available paid time off before unpaid leave can be granted, and that unpaid leave must be approved by library administration. This summer, we've just had a lot of people who want to be off, but not use any of their paid time off, so that they can save the paid time off for other things they want to do later on. It's becoming hard to staff some of the desks, just because so many people are taking off without using their sick time or their paid time off.
Okay.
What constitutes library administration?
It's Sarah, myself, and Melissa are considered the administrators.
Okay, any other questions on that? Okay. Okay, we're to that point of open session, public comment. Is limited to 30 minutes, but will now receive public comment concerning items on the agenda as well as communications and reports from citizens or representatives from other agencies. Such comments shall not include discussion of personnel matters, which should be brought directly to the attention of the director. Board meeting is a meeting held in public, it's not a meeting of the public. It is the prerogative of the president of the board to recognize members of the audience, as well as recognize the rest of the board. You're asked to stand, identify yourself, and address the whole board. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. Julie?
It's good to see you guys. I just wanted to come and say thank you for joining me and for the conversations that we've had. And I think you guys probably know, but I think the decision was made to move genderqueer out of the young adult section and into the adult section. So I just want to say I appreciate that you guys heard. I appreciate that you've listened, and I do appreciate each one of you that I've gotten to talk to. Just, I think pretty much all of you, just snippets here and there, but thank you for hearing. I know there were a couple other books that I had some concerns about. I don't know that those ones got moved, so we can talk more. I think maybe there will be more conversations, and I would still really appreciate a policy review, just so that we can decide like how the books are determined to be where they are, especially in light of one that needed to move. Kind of looking at why did it get there in the first place? How can we prevent that from happening in the future? But the main thing that I wanted to say was thanks. And would you please tell Sarah that I'm really sorry to hear about her dad? Yeah, I really am. Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan?
Hi, I'm Ryan Henry. It's been a long time. It's been a little crazy, so I haven't been able to be here. But I agree with what Julie said. I don't know if that's okay to say, but I just really wanted to say thank you and just come in. We also received a letter just notifying us that genderqueer was moved. And And to me, that really just brought a lot of credibility, just knowing that you would listen to our concerns. I also, I know it kind of took a while to get to this point, but we got there. And, you know, this is not a battle about people, it's really about having, you know, parents have a say in what their kids are seeing, especially at a young age. So thank you so much for that. And I also wanted to apologize. This has been weighing on me really heavy since I've been coming to these meetings. I wanted to apologize to all of you because I know that there's been a lot of different types of people coming to these meetings, and there's been a lot of things said to the board that even though they might be on the same viewpoint as us, it's really bothered me in the manner in which it's gone about, and some of the things I feel like have been brought forth have not even been pertaining to really what we're talking about, especially in return, you know, coming in the name of Jesus and saying these things. And I was thinking about you guys and just how there's probably so many times that you've gone away feeling like, man, accusation after accusation, like people think we are these horrible people. And I am sorry on behalf of the Christian community for any time that you have felt that you weren't appreciated and valued, because that is the opposite of what we feel, and that's the opposite of what God feels for you guys. So all that to say is thank you, we love you, we appreciate you, and we are praying for all of you for wisdom and how to lead, because I know it's not easy, especially regarding sensitive material. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Okay.
Were there any other? So, quick question, so there was reference to some communication to folks out there, and my apologies to everyone, I was working out east on the last meeting, so I was not here, so I don't know what happened in detail. Was there a communication to us about the communications that went out?
We haven't had that go out to the board yet, but there was a decision made by the committee, as is in our policy, and one of the books was moved from the youth section to the adult section of the library. I don't know, Christine, you were on the committee. I did apologize to Julie because it took too long for that to take place. We all agreed with that at the last meeting, and we're going to tighten up the policies so that if we're missing an important member of that committee, someone else will step in and take over, and it can move forward as it should. So,
Was there any further discussion about having, let's say, a policy review or a committee of us?
Not at this
some
time.
members of the public to do that?
Yeah, not at this time.
Can we have that done at some point? Soon?
You know, we'll talk with Sarah when she gets back, and we're always looking at things that we should review and that type of thing. So I think it worked this time. It just worked too slowly.
There were several requests besides that one, right?
There were some other.
Yes.
Did they all get adjudicated, or are they some still pending?
No, they're all adjudicated.
Okay. It would be, I would personally it'd be nice just to get a summary report that it was done and you contacted the people. I don't need the nuts and bolts, but it'd just be nice to know that, you know.
Second that.
Okay. We can do that. Okay. All right, moving on. Closed session. We'll now go into closed session for the purchase, lease of real property for the use of the public body and potentially employment. So with that, could I have a motion to go into closed session?
I make a motion to go into closed session.
Second?
Second?
Roll call, Jim?
Wallers,
Yes.
Conan, yes. Deal,
Yes.
Friedman,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Henley.
Yes. We don't expect any action to be taken after the closed session, so thank you. Nothing else? Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you.